What is good, family? How is everyone doing? Thank you so much for joining me. Um, I wanted to talk to you guys today about obviously, you see what the title is going to be about, and I'm going to ask that you guys bear with me. This is going to be kind of like a hard topic that I um, am going to speak about because it kind of hits home for me. One thing that I try to be on my panel, on my show, is very transparent. And I'm going to for sure take calls because I want to know where everyone's head is at, maybe give a different perspective of what's going on. So I'm sure everyone has heard about the gentleman. His name is Rajiv Black. And what happened this weekend, I believe it was around Saturday, it was a uh, double homicide and a suicide. The man murdered his ex wife and his ex girlfriend, which was pregnant with his children in the car. The reason why I wanted to talk about this because I thought it was really, really interesting just seeing conversations that we've been having and really looking at the comments and people doing commentary on it. Um, it's been quite interesting on people's take. And I think I have a different take on it because it does hit home. So I want to pull up why it hits home. So bear with me 1 minute, you guys. And I want to share something with you. And first, I'm going to welcome some more people to the stream as well. So come on through and relax. This is going to be a little interesting today. And y'all bear with me. Let's pull it up. There we go. I'm going to share my screen. I want to show you guys something here that happened um, a couple of years ago. Let me share.
Well, tonight a family said goodbye to Shanton Clay. She was killed 2 weeks ago in her apartment. Police arrested her husband in connection to her death. News 4's Joshua Cole was at the candlelight vigil tonight, where her family says her light will live on.
Shanton's family says that tonight was about remembering the light she brought to Nashville and says that they hope her story can help others get out of a domestic violence situation.
I'm going to miss her every day of my life.
Terry Hudson says his niece, Shanton Clay's memory will live on.
She was the angel on earth walking.
Shanton was found by family killed in her Hermitage apartment. Her husband, Ronald Dickens, was arrested almost 2 weeks later after a police search found him in Florida. They say he's responsible.
The relief that he's caught, yeah, the guy that did this, but it'll never be the same again.
Our last messages is putting the trip together.
Dozens of friends and family gathered for a special candlelight memorial, releasing lanterns. Each of the lanterns released tonight for Shanton have messages of hope to Nashville.
So they, just like the victims need that support, so does the families. They need support to know how to help that person get out.
Family members say they hope Shanton's story can help others in a domestic violence situation find help. Shanton was only married for 4 months to Dickens. Her family says she was trying to get out of the marriage. The Legal Aid Society had advocates at the memorial to help offer awareness and support.
Breaking that power and control is one of the scariest times for a victim.
I want her name to live on. I don't want her to have died in vain.
Now Shanton's positivity will live on through her family.
This is her god baby.
Yeah.
She was in a room for delivery. She made a point she was not missing delivery.
Joshua Cole, News 4.
Now, very important point here. If you or someone you know is a victim of domestic violence, there is help. Call the Domestic Violence Hotline. They can get you the resources you need. The number is on your screen.
So I played that clip of
Still looking for
my
great
friend
tech?
Sean.
Your search is over.
Let me turn that off. That was my friend Sean. She was 30 years old and was murdered by her husband because she was trying to get out. I was going to share some pictures of us. She was huge in health, and we were doing an all-girls camping trip. Y'all know this is the first time that I went camping, and she into fitness. She's the short one in the crew. Brains, beauty, and booty. Okay. We went camping and, taught us how to pitch a tent. That's her in the back. And, through this and us kind of all hanging out, that's us going in the fall. She's in the back. Not knowing what in the world I was doing. But she taught us a whole lot of stuff and was so bright. And, we really didn't know what was going on. Yeah. We had no idea. And that a lot of the abuse was going on. We would see marks, but, didn't know until she left. And 2 months after her leaving, she didn't show up for work. And I knew this was going to be hard. All right. So the story hits home for a lot of reasons. And I think the story hits home for me because it does talk about domestic violence, which is a problem. And I don't care when people tell you that ain't nobody hitting these women. These women are lying. These women are making false reports. This is true. A lot of women are. And a lot of women aren't. And I would rather side on the air of it is than it's not. And maybe if we would have heard or did something more, maybe my friend would be here, but she's not. Her husband beat her to death. And our annual camping trips are no longer because she's not here. I'm going to talk about the gentleman. And that story too. I think a lot of people have said a whole lot of different stuff. I've seen a lot of men take his side, like, I get it. And I've heard a lot of people not, like, he's a killer, he's a murderer. Why would you take the side? Nothing deserves, no one deserves to be murdered by the hands because of legal battles or because someone hurts your feelings or because someone leaves you. And I get it all. And I want to talk about the two positions that I stand on and that is important to talk about because it ain't just one is right, one is wrong. All of it is. And it's all we can help. There's a lot of stuff that I think us as women and us as men can do to try to make sure instances like this doesn't happen. And I want to bring awareness. I want to talk about it because the shit is we're not talking about. We're dying. We're dying. We're dying in the hands of our loved ones, like my friend Sean did. We're dying in the hands of ourselves due to mental illness and depression. Depression of not feeling like no one wants you, no one cares. The feeling of I have nothing to live for. And if you take something away from me, the only thing that I got, then I got nothing. We are dying. And I guess for me, I wanted to talk about this too because I'm just so damn sick and tired of us going back and forth. Who's alpha, who beta, who's a pick me, who's a chameleon, who gives a fuck? We're dying. And if ain't nobody going to talk about the real illnesses of our community, which is mental health, something that we don't even talk about because we don't recognize it or want to recognize it, then hell, we are going to continue to die. And these conversations of us as Black women getting married or Black, the modern women, ain't nobody going to care about that if we're not here. I have to be here. I have to be healthy. I have to be mentally sane to be in a relationship with you. I don't give a damn if I'm not married. Who cares? If it's not a healthy marriage. My friend was married and now she's dead. I want to talk to the women because we do hold responsibility of a lot of men actions. And you might not want to hear it. I really don't give a damn because it's true. And I want to talk about it. I'm going to pull up something as well. Yeah, actually, y'all bear with me. Proverbs 18:21. The tongue has the power of life and death. Your words can either speak life or your words can speak death. Our tongues can build others up. They can tear them down. I'm going to continue. This is rough. Words are singularly the most powerful force available to humanity. Words have energy and power with the ability to help, to heal, to hurt, to harm, to humiliate, and to humble. The words we choose and how we use them can build others up or tear them down, bring the community together or rip it apart. Our words. Women, I understand that sometimes men hurt us where you do want to fight. Some of us do. Some of us put our hands on men and you know that's wrong because he will whoop your ass. We're not strong. We're not built like men. So what women do, we use our tongue, our mouths, and they are sharp. And we use words to get at men because we know exactly how to do it as women. We have that innate in us where we know how to get you. We know how to speak life. We know how to nurture, how to calm the sea. And we know how to put a fire in anything that comes around us with our words. Women, when we tell these men that you are nothing, when we tell these men, I'm going to take your child, you ain't never going to see him. I'm going to break up the family. You ain't good enough for me. When we tell our kids, you just like your bum daddy. When we tell our children, you just slut. When we talk to our kids, our loved ones, we are building in them life. We are building in them death. It's our words, ladies. Even if that man makes you mad, even if that man, you don't want to be with him anymore, your words will determine a whole lot of stuff that happens during that period while you with him and while you are trying to separate. Your words has consequences. Your words are actions. Your words will sting like a bee and hit like a bullet. And I don't understand why we don't understand how we talk, what we say to people matter. I don't know that man's issues. It was obviously some. And I don't know if the woman has said something. I don't know that situation, but I do know women because I'm one and I have been, I was one of those. And I've had to watch my mouth. A lot of times I tell y'all women, we need to learn how to shut the hell up because our words kill and our words have consequences. Whether good, bad, the shit is reality. I'm going to pull something else up that I saw about words. I know the importance of it. And if y'all can see it, the importance of words. Your words have meaning. The greatest mistake that we can make is believing our words have no value in other people's lives, which they do. Being a mother, I understand when I speak to my daughter, she absorbs everything I say. Even when I'm on the phone and she hears me on the phone, she is absorbing every little thing that I say. So we do have to be mindful of our words. Words have meaning, words are remembered. Every single joke that someone told to me as I was a child, someone calling me, oh, you fat little girl, when I'm 6, I remember that at 38. We remember these things, they sting. So we have to be extremely careful of what we say, especially to our loved ones, especially to our men that want to come home and have peace, but they can't because we're running off at the mouth, bringing them hell. Your words make a difference. How many times have we heard the Martin Luther King speech, I have a dream? How powerful are those words? How many times have we heard a song like a quote Pac or Biggie, Nas? Those words are powerful and they have meaning. And that power that we have, again, it's life or death, life or death. What are you using your words for? And I beg of you, my sister, use those powerful words of life because it might just save yours. Speak with mindfulness. So, how can we choose our words wisely? By being mindful of those that we use and the effect that they have. Words are effective. That's how we communicate. And I know I'm definitely someone, a love language is words of affirmation. That is for me. I have to have words of affirmation. I need to be told that I'm loved. I need to be told that I'm cared for. It affirms me. What would happen if my man that said my husband that supposedly loves me tells me he don't want me and he don't need me? How is that going to make me feel? Like nothing. We have to be completely mindful. I do want to talk about the gentleman, Rajiv Black. I think someone said Omawale talks about cautionary tales, and I definitely believe that this is one. I want to pull up, if y'all bear with me again, something here because I want to hear from, I guess he was in Baltimore, and maybe a news clip. So again, if you're not familiar with the case, let's get familiar. Let's see. And I'm going to share my screen. And I'm also going to put in the link as well because I just don't want to be going on a rampage. I really want to get people involved. I think as a community, this is something that we definitely need to talk about. I wish I could say that I'm surprised that more content creators aren't really speaking about it. Then I could say maybe I'm not surprised because this is where the work comes in. There ain't no work talking about labeling folks, talking about people. There ain't no work in that. There's no work of just looking at how bad Black women are doing or how bad Black men are doing. We're doing bad because we're not doing the real work, and the real work is on our head. It's how we're living. It's our thought process. It's what's making us feel this way. Let me share.
Facebook Live, a man admits killing his former girlfriend in Baltimore and then targeting his ex-wife in Howard County. Hello, everybody. I'm Denise Cope.
And I'm Vic Carter. Welcome to WJC News at 6, and we also welcome those who are streaming this evening. The suspect detailed his chilling plot during a live stream just seconds before police say he killed his ex-wife and then himself.
So for years, the ex-wife had filed protective orders saying she was terrified that he would kill her.
WJZ investigator Mike Kelvin is live in South Baltimore with new insight tonight. Mike?
Vic, Denise, that Facebook Live video is disturbing to watch. Now, we are at the first crime scene. Police say the suspect's children were with him at the second crime scene, but did not see their mother get murdered.
It felt like a dream. Like, I never thought I would be that guy.
By the time Rajiv Black streamed on Facebook Live outside his ex-wife Wendy Black's apartment in Columbia, police say he'd already killed his ex-girlfriend, Tara LeBang, in South Baltimore. He said in the video LeBang was pregnant at the time he shot her. Black would be next.
It's the holidays, man. I don't have no family, nothing. Anyway, I just did something crazy, man.
He follows her inside. The video cuts off. Police say after he killed her, he killed himself. WJZ scoured court records and obtained protective orders Wendy Black had filed against him, the most recent last year. She wrote, "He threatened to kill me with a gun. He has pushed, shoved, threatened, and bit me in the past. I am afraid of him and his anger and do not want him to know where I live. He has access to weapons." In that protective order, she also claims he was suicidal. In another order, she claims he told her, "I'm coming for you." She wrote, "I am terrified because I do not know what he's capable of. I do not feel that I am safe. I feel that my life is in danger." The protective orders were denied.
It's just extremely sad to hear about what happened.
Lou Pham lives just a few doors down from the first homicide.
These kinds of horrific things being live streamed, and it just adds another layer of horror to the way these things have happened.
Both victims and the suspect were nurses. Wendy Black worked at Howard County General, according to friends, and Tara LeBang worked at Ascension St. Agnes. A hospital spokesman wrote, "We are shocked and saddened by this news, and our thoughts and prayers are with Tara's family." And St. Agnes says they are providing grief counseling to employees. Police have not said how the suspect obtained the weapon used in these killings. Reporting live in South Baltimore, Mike Helgren, WJZ.
So I wanted to play that just in case, no one saw it and you're just hearing from secondhand, third hand, but maybe kind of the news clip to show you kind of the backhand. I did find interesting that there was multiple protective orders that didn't get listened to, whether they were made up or not. I don't know. What I do know is that the people are dead. And they had 2 little girls. And those 2 little girls don't have a mother or don't have a father. And in essence, don't have another sibling because the girlfriend was pregnant. Another thing that kind of came out to me that I thought was interesting was that he said he has no family. The man said that he was suffering a little bit further. If you watch the whole video, the man said that he was depressed. And this is where I want to talk to men. Depression is real. I think a silent killer in our community that is on a rampage right now is depression and what Black men are doing to silence the pain. And a lot of them are not getting help. They're ending lives. Really, they're ending their lives. I saw this that I thought was interesting about male depression, and it often goes undiagnosed because of certain reasons. One of the main reasons I really, really believe is that we're not talking about it. It's pushed under the rug. Out of all the live streams that I listen to, and I be in these YouTube streets, rarely, if ever, do I hear anybody talk about depression, the one thing that is really killing us. It's not the Black woman that has an attitude. It's our mental health. Failure to recognize depression. Sometimes men don't even know we're depressed. They're so busy working and trying to be provider, trying to quote unquote level up and get their money up. and then going through depression and not knowing that sometimes if they have examples as in headaches, digestive problems, tiredness, irritability, long-term pain can sometimes indicate depression. That's not talked about. It's just maybe some pains. That's because I'm working so much and I'm not focused. Downplaying signs and symptoms. You might not recognize how much your symptoms affect you, or you might not want it to admit it to yourself. You might not even want to admit depression, because these things, talking about feelings and emotionals, is looked down upon as men, and especially Black men, when you have to be so stoic, when you have to be so hard and have it all together. I thought it was really good. I had one stream with Uncle Stu, said that he was suffering from a son passing away. However, he couldn't feel because he had to keep it together as a man and make sure everybody in his household was fine while he's hurting inside. It's depression. Resisting mental health treatment. We're not getting help. As much as we try to talk about therapy. Who the hell going to therapy? I know this man, and it said in the court documents that the man had to pay $5,000 to his ex-wife's lawyer because he refused to show any of the receipts of tax filings and therapy receipts. He was court ordered to go to therapy. I don't know if he did or not, but he didn't produce the receipts to show it. So I'm under the assumption maybe he didn't, but damn, he needed to. Maybe he would still be here. Maybe those women, maybe that baby would still be here. Who knows? I was Googling stuff in the manosphere. Like I said, I hardly ever see anything about depression and suicide. But I definitely see hoes is winning. I definitely see them hoes is winning. Brittany Renner, I see her often lot. Jada Pinkett, Will is a beta. While we dying. OG Patrice, I see you. I'm gonna pull you up. I'm gonna put the StreamYard in there too. I'm gonna pull something up real quick too. And this is hard. Oh. This is my cousin. His name is Ryan. He's 31. He was sweet. He married, handsome, 6'4", played basketball. Was trying to go to the NBA, but got in a very bad car accident that took the lives of his 3 best friends. And somehow he survived it. And this was 8 years ago. And he couldn't get over it. And he didn't understand why his best friend died and he was the only one living. And his dreams of playing basketball ended because he had to learn how to walk. And he didn't walk for a very long time. Come to find out that he was also suffering from CTE. So my cousin suffered depression for 8 years. There's my handsome cousin. This summer, my cousin couldn't handle his depression. And he was tired of hurting, of being alone. So he decided that he wanted to stop the pain and took my uncle's gun and put it to his head. Depression, mental illness is killing us. And we're not talking about it. And I don't understand why. Our black men, our black women are dying. I lost a friend. And now I lost a cousin. Oh, this is hard. I'm sorry. I knew this was going to be hard. My cousin is dead because he didn't seek the help that he needed. And the depression, the loneliness won. I'm an ugly cry. I'm sorry. It's the holidays. Thanksgiving passed. Christmas is coming. New Year's. This is the height of depression. This is the height where people feel lonely. This is where people feel like they have no one. I don't know what that man, when he killed his ex-girlfriend, his ex-wife, while the kids were in the car, who knows where his mental state is. We know that he snapped, and we know that something went wrong. And we know that his last words was that he was lonely. He was going through depression, and it does not make what he did okay. But damn, we got to come together as a community and be like, okay, we dying. And our black men don't understand that depression, you can get over it. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. Taking your life for somebody else is not going to rectify or make it better. It makes it worse. Now your kids don't have a mother or dad. My uncle and my aunt don't have a son. I don't have a friend. When we gonna talk about it? And I'm like waiting, like, who gonna talk about it? I don't have the answer. This shit that I deal with too. God. What's up, OG?